Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be game number 2 here between SjoW and XlorD. This time we are on the map, Shattered Temple. Over here in the 3 o'clock spawn location, we have got SjoW as our blue Terran player, and then in the 9 o'clock position, our red Zerg player is going to be XlorD. Yes, again, this is game number 2 here in the series between these two players. XlorD ends up winning game number 1, and if I had to put my finger on it as to what really gave him the win, I would say that the engagement's in the center of the map. He did an absolutely phenomenal job at engaging SjoW in the center of the map and just decimating his forces. Biggest thing were landing fungals on huge groups of Marines. XlorD did that a few times in the center of the map as SjoW was attempting a Marine tank push. And basically he nullified that push, and that's really one of the scariest things as a Zerg player, is that timing push with Marine tank. And the fact that he was able to intercept it and stop, just that very first one too, was really one of the biggest things. Stopped that very first push from pretty much doing any damage. He basically stopped SjoW dead in his tracks in the center of the map. And this just bought him time, and it bought him enough time to get up his economy, keep expanding. He was able to delay SjoW's 4th expansion a few times, and he bought himself time to work his way up into ultras and just get massive upgrades. And that just worked out fine for him. And after that first attempted push from SjoW that XlorD was able to stop, he continued to stop pushes. And that's basically, I think, what won him the game. Of course, if you think differently, feel free to let me know below. All right, XlorD now will be going hatch first here. Dropping out right now, and also moving out cross-positional there with the drone scout. He actually decided not to, interestingly enough, send the Overlord in that near position. That is what you will see in most cases. You'll see that first Overlord sent out into that near air position on this map. But he decided not to, and first checking cross-positional immediately. And there you go, moving right on up into SjoW's base. You know, the other thing too is this could be one of the versions of the map where it's only possible to spawn cross-position. In fact, I'm just going to assume that that's the case, because I don't really see why else he would send his Overlord immediately cross-positional like he did. So the assumption is that on this particular version of the map, yes, there are different versions of these maps, you can only spawn cross-positional. You will see that a lot of times in professional play. They will restrict these certain spawn types and allow certain spawns and not allow certain spawns. And yeah, there you have it. Back over here, XlorD now is coming up with that pool and extractor. Extractor just about to pop. Hatch again very close to finish as well. Very early reactor here from SjoW. And pulling all the guys off the gas immediately. So this will be double Marine pumping out, and we'll be seeing an expansion as well. And there it is. You can see he had saved up those resources and went ahead and dropped that expansion nice and early. First Marine will be attempting to deny any scouting there with that drone. And then he will be hopefully getting out those 2 Marines before a secondary scout can check out that expansion. Obviously, the danger is that drone could have easily tried to go around here and then moved on over into this position. In fact, worried about that, he will now be pulling back with this Marine to buy some time until these 2 pop out. Back over here for XlorD, a few lings right now. We've got a total of 4 in play. We'll be going double queen, of course. Spawning pool, now coming out with that metabolic boost. Still got 3 guys on the gas though, so he'll be looking to get up that layer probably right when he gets that 100 Vespian, unless he sees something that prompts him to drop a Roach Warren, and that's the other possibility there. So yeah, he'll just be holding off likely until he figures out what his opponent is doing. Moving in with the Ling, and he will be seeing a bunch of Marines. Gets dropped by the Marines pretty quickly. Now the Marines will be moving forward to the center of the map. We do have one Spine coming down over here as some early game defense against Hellions and or small groups of Marine pressure. And that's pretty much about it right now for XlorD. And he's also going to be droning up for the time being. Now back over here for SjoW. SjoW is coming out now with a factory. And we may be seeing some Hellions right after this. Let's see if he ends up doing that hot swap once that factory finishes. And oh no, Marines. Going to be getting a free Overlord kill. Really nothing XlorD can do about this right now. He has produced a few more lings, still doesn't really have enough to engage those Marines before they kill that Overlord, and see you later. Very unfortunate situation for XlorD indeed. Alright, now let's take a look here. Yes, it was a hot swap. We will be seeing some Hellions here. And also we'll be getting another reactor there on that Rax. And back over here, another expansion. SjoW moving into a quick third. That could be really good or really bad for him. And just enough lings in the center of the map. XlorD decides to engage SjoW. Takes out his forces, sitting 1 guy at the tower, the rest of them moving up for some scouting info. Well, what will they be seeing? Well, the expansion. But they expected that, so let's see if he can circumvent and make it up in the main. Don't think it's going to happen. Very close. He makes it. Wow, SjoW. How do you not lift up those depots, sir? That's very disappointing. And with this, he scouts the expansion. So now he knows. SjoW is attempting to come out with a third. That's hilarious. He killed that SCV. And now he's going to be forced to grab one more to continue building that. It's very unfortunate. SjoW also now dropping 2 racks. He realizes, all right, I've been spotted. So I better make sure that I'm prepared for any possible aggression from my opponent. And here come the roaches. Roach War now finished. 7 roaches getting produced. Again, he knows that SjoW is, at the very least, planning, or has planned to attempt the third base. Now, he doesn't have another SCV on this. I'm not sure if that's on purpose or not. I'm going to have to say that is not. I don't think he knows that the SCV was killed. 2 engineer base coming out over here. There we go. Finally continuing production there of that command center. More and more roaches coming through, though. 10 in play already. 6 about to pop. 16 roaches. That's going to be pretty scary here for SjoW to deal with, especially since he doesn't really have anything that's great against armored units. He doesn't have any tanks in play, nor does he have any marauders. So that could be really scary. Here it comes, though. Roaches now moving out across the map. I don't know, man. SjoW's he's gonna be hard pressed to deal with this. He's gonna need another bunker. So hopefully we see one of those come out very soon. I don't think he knows how many roaches are coming, though, because there are some more coming from the back, and here come the Speedlings to follow that up as well. Still just 1 bunker. Oh, no. Sir, you need more bunkers than that. Now we got a bunch of Hellions. They're prepared for a counterattack, so I think that's what's going to be happening here. Trying to move forward, though. Mass SCV repair. Roaches are just going to be bypassing that, trying to go up into the main. Hellions now moving down to engage these roaches down here. Roaches turn around to engage those Hellions. They're going to be pulling back to the safety of that bunker, but some roaches make it up in the main right now, and here is the huge headache. There's going to be no counterattack here from SjoW as he is busy now trying to defend his main. Roaches going straight for the tech lab, trying to stop the Stimpack research from continuing on through. And then now moving into the resource line. This is scary. Roaches and Speedlings at the front right now. They'll be pushing onto that natural expansion as we do have a bulk of SjoW's forces up here trying to deal with the roaches in the main. Lots of damage getting laid down in both places. Tearing through the SCVs. Let's take a look at this here. 13, 14 workers killed so far. The number's going to keep on climbing. 8 more roaches in production. We got a few of them also moving out across the center of the map, and SjoW gets punished for 2 things. 1, for trying to go for a quick third, but the other thing too is the fact that he let those lings that scouted that third into his main. He could have lifted up those depots. We saw it. It's something that could have happened, but it didn't. Now that we have a tank in play, SjoW's going to be a little... Never mind, tank is gone. Tank is gone as it gets quickly target fire down there by XlorD. And XlorD's going to just deal with these very poorly suited for armored units. Marines and Hellions are just not good against the Roach at all. They really need to be in that bunker or something to help, but that's not even going to get finished here. It just barely gets finished. But by the time that happens, he has lost almost all of his SCVs. His income is likely shot. Yes, it is. XlorD doing pretty well there in terms of income. The resources lost are absolutely ridiculous right now. Take a look at that. SjoW quite a bit far behind, especially since now we no longer have a second base up and mining, and he's got roaches in his main as well. We're going to see one more tank pop out before that tech lab gets dropped. Actually, a second tank is planning, but I don't know how this is going to work. SCV is probably going to want to come down to help with this. And we've got more Speedlings coming, more roaches as well. That's going to be the game, guys. Really unbelievable. I'm a little disappointed. I've always been impressed with SjoW, at least most of the time. Like, most of the games I've casted up he's done really good. It's not that he went, like, going for a quick third, that's fine, right? It's not the end of the world. But that he let it get scouted the way he did. A sacrificial overload scouting it, okay. You know, you can try to stop that with Marines. There's not a ton you can do about that. But the fact that he let lings into his main, and that immediately told XlorD, all right, there's a third. It's time to hit with a lot of roaches, and you saw what happened, and there was really little that SjoW could have done about it. If he had gotten tanks out a little bit earlier, had he gotten up another bunker or 2 before that hit actually came, and that's the other thing too, he spotted the push and didn't come out that bunker, which is a second bunker. He had 1, but didn't come out with the second for that initial push. That was also perplexing to me, but I'm assuming he just didn't know how much was coming. Alright guys, well that is enough about that. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this game. That was game number 2, and XlorD does clean sweep the series 2-0 against SjoW. As always, if you like the content, guys, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out so much. Thanks again for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.